And like you said, the slang advantage, yeah, the score would be close, but they'd have so many streaks, they'd be dominating in a fashion in the slang department, they'd get the victory. But here we go. Envy, EG up.
And then you talk about the slang. I think I saw a stat. The only AR that went negative that was in the top 8 at Atlanta
Nameless, right?
was Nameless. And granted, he was like a .98, so it's like he's barely below even. But like, you think about the head-to-head matchup, like, do you really expect Slash to go negative? The last time he played this map, he went something like 47-20 or something absurd like that. So again, the rest of EG is definitely going to have to pick up the slack, and I think Aches is the guy that I'm going to be primarily looking at.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at each matchup throughout this, I mean, God, you kind of give the edge to Envy in some way. I'd say maybe Classic before Atlanta would be somewhere where Evil Genius could take advantage, but Classic had his best event. I mean, he was playing brilliantly. And I think for Envy, they were the only team that every single player had a positive KD, which is pretty nuts. But you talked about the fact of how heavily they outslay teams at times.
And again, to be fair, on this map, it was pretty close, even when they were outslaying their opponent. So I'm sure there's definitely things that they're going to have to tweak, but at the same time, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Maven, you actually said to me at the start of this cast that you think Envy is the best Main Street team, and I know they've had quite a bit of success. Well, here you go. They got the full setup for it. They got a couple players that are working close to streaks, and Temps actually, yeah, he's going to get the points. Now he's just hunting down for kills, of course. Envy probably needs someone to get inside that hill, but they're doing okay so far. Pressure's coming in the backside. Temps waiting for it. He's going to get streaked out. And, well, we talked about the slang. You got 5-2, 7-3, 4-3, and streaks. So, yeah, Envy on Dux. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, no, this particular hardpoint, every single time I watched their series, they just shredded here. They were pretty much lights out. And granted, they get broken from time to time, but for the most part, they hold here so well. There is going to be a collapse coming in. There is the break, though. It comes with what? You'll get in for EG with about 20 seconds remaining there, so a pretty solid job, at least making sure Envy can't open up a big lead. The only downside is obviously this will set up Envy to get in for the early dock spawns.
Yeah, so essentially a tie game. EG will probably have like a 2-second lead when this hell comes up. But the question is how they break. But hey, if Envy is the best Main Street team and they do get broken halfway through, if Evil Geniuses can do the exact same thing, then they'll keep it competitive or even take a very nice lead. But it is going to be the 2 remaining players inside the hill for Envy. They got to get the kills. But after he's trying to shred, he goes up close, and there you go. Nameless is there for the trade. So just like that, EG doing a very nice job to bounce back not only on Main Street, but also into Docks. Now you see streaks getting called in, but if you didn't notice, Doc's warehouse is a warehouse building. Everyone's inside.
Yeah, some information, sure, but information I believe Team Envy already had. They're still contesting inside. I think a stick goes in from Temp there as he's able to tag up Nameless. Looking for a second as well. Temp 8-5 right now, still a glide bomb to work with. Tried to shuffle in the window there, but will get cut down. No, Aches picks up a 2-piece, and he's going to do what he can to contest and make sure Envy doesn't rack up any more time. There's been a lot of contests so far. Look at the play clock already, and look at the score. I mean, this is one. It could come down to that, at least if the game continues like this.
Absolutely. And got to give full credit to Aches on there. If Slasher picks up that final kill, all of that time right there would have gone towards Team Envious, who, keep in mind, already had the setup for the next kill as well. So that 2-piece from Aches has kept him in this game and got them the lead as well. Of course, now Temp is wasting more streaks, if at all possible. He really just needs to keep his gun out. He's doing perfectly fine just with the PPSH. So let it ride, man. And Hugh picks up 2 as well. So Envy doing a nice job to stave off the early pressure coming from EG, who's now setting up for their second attempt at the break on this hill.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming down to Envy just getting some decent holds and burying this game. They've had the early setup on the last 3 hard points. EG's just done a good job at least contesting, right? Can they contest from the front this time? As I say that, Aches is going to get in. He was contesting really well at Docks. Classic, unfortunately. A nade intended for Aches is going to take out his good buddy old pal Slasher. But this is, like, if they keep contesting like this game is absolutely going to go to play clock.
It's going to be interesting, right? And again, Envy, they have just completely outslayed their opponents. I think they're up only 8 or 9, but still they're up 8 or 9 in the first set of rotation. So they're looking great, but relatively close game. Because again, you see EG, Aches is picking up the big kills, at least a break. They're contesting a lot. So they're doing a fine job, but of course, breaking hills is one thing. Now they have to hold them. So they got the early spawns for Crane. And you think Temp's already burned, I think, both of the streaks they had. So now this is actually a pretty fantastic spot. Enable's picking up 2 as well. And the hold is real right now. Temp's the only one on his team that's been able to push up and get some life, but after you're shredding, right, like he's already pushed out all the way Docks. Envy, they're just so far away. Classic, though, coming on the flank. This is their opportunity to make a break.
Yeah, the big thing here, You feel pretty good if you're EG right now, right? You've kept it close despite the fact you're getting outslayed, but more often than not, if a team is consistently outslaying, those streaks are going to start to snowball at some point. I mean, you got poor uses out of that's directly in Slasher's back, and that ends up hitting a teammate. That could have gone a lot better for Huke.
Absolutely. Huke is going to get inside the hill, but now the pressure's coming from a couple different directions, but it's kind of backwards, right? I think Huke has that double nade earlier on the Barrels Hill, and now he gets the double nade before on his teammates, right? So, yeah, Evil Genius is just like that. They have one good rotation, and they get the hold that they need. So, yes, again, Envy, they're doing great in the kills column, actually outside of Slasher, oddly enough, sitting at 7 and 12. But EG, they've played the map very well. Even the hills where they don't get the rotations, they either break through or they just contest as much as possible. So, very solid first half.
Well, you mentioned the fact that Nameless is going to have to maybe outplay Slasher, and, well, so far, even though it wasn't expected at all, 15-11 for Nameless, 7 and 13 from Slasher. We'll see if he'll be able to turn it around. But now it's all going to come down to the hard point here. It's Statue. They're able to clear out that backfire player, so at least don't have to worry about the pinch right now if you're Envy. They're doing a solid job trying to rack up time. Somebody's got to get the hard point, though. They're able to rotate over, but Enable and Aches, they clear it out, Chance.
And you see, it's just preservation on kills right now. Temp didn't want to get inside the hill because he's trying to work toward the streaks, but Evil Genius is, again, doing a good job of being annoying, just getting the kills inside the hill, trying to go set up for next, and Enable wins that gunfight. And so, well, last time Envy had the full setup, EG breaks very quickly, but now we see EG, they have the opportunity with the full setup, with the kills going their way. If they can turn this one like they did on the Crane Hill, they could blow this game open.
And look how far out two players just spawned. Classic and Slasher just spawned on a different map. They were all the way back left like a blue truck. It's going to take them a solid 10-15 seconds just to get into the action here. And you already have Aches pushed all the way up. He'll finally get cut down, which will open things up for Classic. But this has been great. I mean, Envy hasn't even had a chance to take a crack at this yet due to how far they were actually spawning out. Envy playing this brilliantly. Nice shots from Apathy as players on EG continue to find kills and flurries. So much for Envy being the best Main Street team. Right now, EG having their way with them.
Yeah, and you see the huge impact that Apathy has playing over in that back building. Like Envy, you're watching the character models. They have to check so many corners, and by the time they clear everything out, one, that's 10-15 seconds wasted, and then Apathy picks up the big two-piece. Like, that's just massive. More importantly, Enable is able to get the scrap time as well. So, largest lead we've seen in the game so far. It's going to be about a 30-35 point difference going into Docks, where EG, well, they're actually not going to be able to get the full rotations. Envy's going to have the full setup, but we saw him break once. The question is, can they do it again?
Yeah, and then Enable 1v1, probably like a 20-30 second swing, really, at the end of the day. Let's see if Envy can hold Docks this time around. It's Huke kind of trying to hunt around that blue truck, not able to find it. And yet again, into contest is going to be Aches. He continues to break in. Aches gets two. Apathy picks up another. And Envy has not been able to do anything at Docks. What is EG doing so well? Chance to get these breaks.
They are winning all of the 1v1 engagements. I mean, we kind of hate on Slasher right now for being at 9 and 19, but we saw the situation he's in. He's in the hill. Every single one of his teammates dies around him, and then he has to look every single direction, which Slasher's a great player, but he's not killing all four like that. So yeah, EG, perfect pinch, doing a very nice job. Now controlling the hill as well. So Envy, they're in a bit of a dire spot. They have to win this rotation, but EG is putting all the pressure on. Now it comes down to those gunfights, and it looks like Envy, they're going to be, I don't know, about at a 50 split on this hill so far.
All right. Can Envy hop back into this game? They're trailing pretty big. This has been a very impressive effort from Evil Geniuses. Into the hard point is Envy. Two players here by Blue Truck for EG trying to break. Classic gets the angle but can't win the gunfight. Some of these you just got to win. Now, like you said, it ends up being Slasher by himself in a spot where he has to watch so many different angles, and he's going to get pushed out.
And just overwhelmed. I think that kind of tells the story. Like, that's the gunfight that Classic needs to win. Those are the important ones for potentially spawns. Now Temp's in the back, but he's completely solo, so he can't make an impact yet. And the other player's trying to come through B cut. Well, they have other players from EG to deal with, so now the forces Temp into a bad gunfight, and now they're just hoping for a contest time, but they're down by, what, 80 seconds, more than a full hill. This is looking like EG's game to win.
It is, and Enable might be able to pick up some streaks here that'll make it even more dire for this Envy side. You hear the guys getting loud. EG know how big this series is. They saw Unilad get a victory. They know they can get a game on Splice. If you see United lose today, that'll even push their kind of lead out or chances of getting in the top four even further. But you only need 25 more points right now if you're EG. Early setup and fire and Crane here for Envy. They need basically a perfect ult here. They just have to shut it down.
Absolutely. They do have Slasher in the hill, though, once again, and the AR player is a very nice person to have inside, and Temp's getting the cutoff kills, and they get that 4 clean down, so now they can afford to push out. So this is the best opportunity they're going to have. And, of course, I just want to remind Temp, he had 2 wasted streaks. It would be nice even in this situation to have some more because that could have been a huge impact towards the start of the game. But at the same time, Temp goes on a 3 streak right there. Slasher's been inside the hill picking up kills as well. But he also keeps leaving the hill quite a bit, which, yes, sometimes you have to do because you're trying to get the kills on the players pushing into docks. But there has been a decent amount of just kind of wasted time that, granted, EG wasn't getting. But now they're able to break through, and Envy is just down by so much. Temp, though, more streaks on board. He absolutely needs to get a huge use out of all 3.
Holy hell, 7 kills in a row and wipes the entire squad there and dives into hardpoint. He went from no streaks to full streaks in an instant. It's another 2-piece from Apathy, but this time they can try to shut it down with the streaks. Temp goes ahead and calls it in. They're still trailing by about 60 points. They have got to go big here on this next set of rotations. We've seen incredible statue holds chained into brilliant holds at Main Street. The mortar will at least back them out of the hard point, but at least Enable able to tuck away and fire safe. They've got to clear that out. Look at all the arrows. Just look at all the pressure mid-map right now from EG. Temp has used all 3 streaks in, what, 30 seconds?
And he's had to, right? Because EG can win on this hill, and Envy needs to prioritize even getting the next hill as well. Main Street, it could come down to that, and we already saw if EG gets a hold, they're going to do very well, and getting 17 seconds isn't hard. Like, Envy has to put pressure on this statue hill, and that's what Slasher's attempting to do, but Slasher was the guy that was primed up to get the rotation, so now they're in a bad spot. They have to flood. EG's fully set up for the next hill, and that might end up being your game unless Envy pulls off a miracle.
It looks like it could be EG, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. They're going to push to the next hard point. It's going to be, well, at least a couple players set up here from EG, but a couple spawning out as well. Envy trying to fight through. You only need 5 more points for EG. All streaks have now been exhausted, and Enable and Nameless doing what they can to crack on through. Hoops nade to the front, at least able to stop it for a second. 3 get wiped out from EG. Ake's the next man up. He's going to drop. Envy somehow staying alive here.
Here we go. The nades came up huge. Now they're pushing out. If they win these gunfights, then they are right back in this game. But the nades are getting responded as well. But this looks to be heavy advantage towards Envy. And the number of nade kills that have just come in the past 30 seconds is more than I think we've ever seen on any individual map of Hardpoint. But Envy trying to let it ride. But the nades keep pouring in from Evil Geniuses. Hoop by himself needs his teammates to come off spawn. But Apathy and Aches, they're each able to get one. Envy trying to fly towards the hill, but they are not going to get there in time. And Evil Geniuses, they take them on London Docks. Envy was 11-0. Well, now they're 11-1.
Yeah, this is not like talking about Envy maybe pulling an LG and trying to play some maps they're not comfortable on. This is a dominant map for Envy. And EG, I don't know if I'd say they come out and smoke them, but they handle business from the get-go. Wow. And I'll tell you, man, some of the Envy victories I saw at Atlanta, they would just dominate on Main Street. They wouldn't do too well at barrel building, but the way they kind of chained 2 into 3 is where they would win games. They weren't able to do that. EG, how many times do you think EG broke a hard point that was an early set from Envy? Like 5 times?
And they did it with ease, like quite a few times as well. Like they made it look easy to pinch. I mean, we talk about how many times Slasher, again, was in the hill racking up a lot of time. He had like close to 2 minutes, if not more, but he's just by himself getting pinched from every single angle. And the team support just wasn't there. And, you know, Envy, they were getting those dominant wins on Docks, but they were outslaying by a lot. And we saw that if you're outslaying and barely winning, that means there's going to be mistakes there. And we saw quite a few of them that map.
Yeah, one thing that stood out for me, even in the early going when they were getting outside a little bit, EG, when they were finding kills, they had so many multi-kills. I think it just seemed like it was Aches and Apathy constantly popping up at 2 pieces. You know how big those are, whether you're holding or trying to break into a hard point.
Yeah. And you got to imagine how confused is Temp after that game. He's like, guys, I got fully streaked out like twice. Like, what was going on? But you think about the first 2 streaks, doesn't get a kill with either one, doesn't help with spawns for either one, gets 0 usage out of them, and then he gets that second full set, has to burn all 3 on statue just to keep Evil Geniuses outside of the hill. Like, they got nothing out of 5 streaks on the map, and that's what's, well, obviously it's easy to say. It just can't happen. You really can't have that happen. You can't burn all 3 on statue and not get anything out of it.
And it's very unslasher-like game, certainly, at least statistically. You never see him have bad maps, and yeah, a lot of times we found him in poor situations where teammates drop in bad spots, but as that last guy up, as that AR, sometimes you have to make the magic happen. Unfortunately, not able to do it in this particular matchup. But honestly, I mean, I talked to TP one time about Optic streak use, and he was just saying how he hates seeing even 2 streaks invested on a hard point. And I know Tip at that point kind of had to, but that might be the quickest I've ever seen somebody rifle off full streaks ever.
Yeah.
That was unreal.
And it's credit to EG. I don't want to say the first use of streaks was absolutely bad for Temp. Like, that is just bad. But the second set, it was just in a tough spot. Like, he had to get rid of them. So props to EG. They go against Envy on their best hardpoint map, and they absolutely take it to them. So, in my opinion, that kind of turns the series on its head. Like, they got the map that they should have had the least opportunity to win. Now you go into a Valkyrie Search and Destroy, and who knows what we're going to see from either of these teams.
Again, this is something Envy has been picking. They did it several times when I was watching them at Atlanta, but I'll be honest, it didn't look great. I don't know if that was a map they went in with, and put a little bit of time in and thought they might be ahead of the curve. Granted, 2 of them were against Red Reserve, and Red Reserve we know is a solid search and destroy team, a team that even on a new map would not be a team I would want to play in particular. But if they're going to keep putting time into it, you got to see it start to pay dividends. Maybe this is the series it happens in. And we talked a bit about search and destroy for Envy. That's what got them to Sunday. They were winning all their searches. 0-5 on Sunday. Can they maybe turn it around with a victory here in the Pro League?
That's a painful stat as well. And even thinking back to the Pro League, the thing that Envy really, they saw so much success because of it. They were 10-1 in the hardpoint.
Yeah.
I think the only series they lost in the first 2 weeks was to LG. And I think it's because they lost their first hardpoint that series. LG took it to them. Well, now EG, they got the hard map out of the way. This series is in their hands. And you think about how important it is you have, what was it at the start of the day? 3 teams that were tied at 3 and 4. And E United is 1 map behind those guys. Well, EG is one of the teams that's tied, and they're fighting for that playoff spot. You get this one against Envy, you're in a phenomenal spot to make playoffs. EG might be making a run.
Yeah, I mean, if EG wins this, you got to think about it. Between that and the Unilad setup, or upset, it's been one crazy, crazy day. But here, we get into the search. Advantage to Envy pretty quickly in this one, 3v2. The rotating bomb over to B. A lot of information there from Apathy, and that's a hell of a kill. Gets him right before he gets around the edge. At least turns this into a 2 versus 2.
So, of course, now the question is, how does Envy respond to the pressure? Because the B-bomb site for the moment is wide open, but if they go too slow, you see the pinch is already forming in the wings. You got Apathy and Enable each working from a different angle, and they might just wait for this bomb to go down. And, of course, if you're thinking of streaks, well, Apathy's already got a kill to his name. If he gets the defuse as well, that could be huge, depending on how these kills go down. But he's a little bit loud. I don't know if Envy's hurt him.
He's trying to crawl his way up. I mean, best thing here for EG, you get a little bit fortunate in timing and catch him while the bomb's going down. Unfortunately, you run into the AR of Slasher. That is not gunfights he usually loses. I actually saw one of those versus Aches in the hardpoint where I was like, wow, I don't usually see Slasher whiff any shots. It's the strafe of EG maybe, or just some missed bullets there?
I would be willing to bet Slasher just pressed start and went to pull up to check if his auto aim is on. Because, again, yeah, he had it pre-aimed. He heard Apathy coming. He heard everything. And now Temp, of course, in this 1v2, he plants bomb. But now how many angles do you have to worry about? All of them. Apathy, easy kill, gets 3 kills, has the defuse, and already just instantly close to those streaks.
Yeah, I wonder if Slasher's just having an off day. Honestly, if it is auto aim. I literally saw a gunfight that looked identical like that against Aches at Crane. I was like, okay, Slasher typically gets that kill. What just happened to him?
I mean, again, and I'm not saying his auto aim is off. I'm just saying that he definitely checked after that, just out of concern for himself.
If there was one person I'd want in that position to get those kills, 1, maybe even 2, it's probably Slasher.
Had a pre-aim too.
Yeah,
that's just it can't afford to happen. You can't lose those gunfights. Not with an STG. I mean, granted, I guess he's kind of close to Apathy, and maybe the second player coming in behind him messed up the auto aim. Who knows?
Even God takes a day off from time to time.
Well, that's. I hope not.
All right, well, first round to EG after striking first in the hard point. Slasher able to get the first blood this time.
That's what it was. He had the bar. It was the STG up close. He's like, nah, I need a bar for these situations. Now he gets 2. So he's trying to make up for lost time. Of course, though, Apathy, you still got to be concerned about him because, again, 3-kill streak, and he had a defuse early on, 125 points away, at least from that fighter pilot. So at the very least, he just wants to be able to plant this bomb.
God took a little nap, and now he's alive. He's awake. Able to bait one in. Now it's going to be all on Apathy. Yeah, can he get these streaks is the question. He got spotted on the cross. They got to know he's close. Well, he's 4-0. How do you play this right now if you're Apathy? You still got 30 seconds to go. Just take your time, check every corner, and just try to find any kill?
I'd pick a dark corner of the map and just sit there and wait and see if they push you. I wouldn't try to overextend. I wouldn't get aggressive because the streaks are the most important thing for him right now. Granted, on this map, they're not huge. Obviously, that A-bomb site is as inside as it possibly could be. You see, though, Envy, it looks like they are trying to find him. They're trying to hunt him down and get this kill. But Classic's so close, and I think Apathy's actually going to hear him.
There
Comes down to gunfight. There you go. He's got 2. Might have gotten all 3, but I think that was Huke that made sure to shut him down in the end. But job is done.
It was, yeah, it's big he hurt him because I think you saw one more flanking behind. He would have been shot in the back probably seconds after that. So nice positioning from Apathy. And, well, you know, you haven't played the map a ton. You're probably still trying to find those safe spots, those safe pockets on the map for situations like that. That one pays off for Apathy. And he's able to get those streaks.
Envy, they got knocked out of the tournament against Red Reserve because of streaks on this map, right? But it was their own streaks. Wasn't it a play where, like, they called in a fighter pilot, got hit markers, and Slasher went and chased the kill and got shot in the back?
Yeah. Well, the thing that stood out for me, that was actually the fact there were like 4 or 5 1, if I remember correctly. That,
oh, wow.
That was what was stressing me out in that game. Coming in is Classic. Looks like a couple players tagged in here, but they just can't finish him. So first blood for Aches. Now the pinch is going to come in. Well, there's a pinch from Envy that's like pinched from EG there. And that ends up being a clean sweep. They worked really well together on that site.
And I wonder how much prep work EG did for this. Because, again, their situation, you have to imagine they did quite a bit of prep work because of how important this match is. If they get this win, they might be making playoffs. And playoffs is what, like a $500,000, $700,000, something insane prize pool that they're looking to just get like a chunk of. So the question is, how much work did Envy put on? They might have said, Valkyrie SD, we'll let go through because we played Red Reserve a couple times. We have experience. But if EG did their homework, which early on it seems like maybe they did because that was a blowout of a round.
That's what's interesting. This has been like Envy's been picking this map, and I've yet to see like why. I guess, and maybe it's just trying to play it more and get some. Well, no, you wouldn't play it more for practice at a major. So not entirely sure, but first blood there from Nameless. He takes Slasher out of action very quickly. Enables flying forward. Classic is tagged, should be traded out, and right now Envy is just getting smoked. 1 versus 4. Temp by himself. He has a nade to work with.
yeah, he does, and it's probably going to get nothing out of that. It's not for the first kill. No, doesn't even get the first kill, and he's going to get traded out, and that's just more points for everyone on EG. That's a bomb that goes down. That's a kill for another player. So you already know they have streaks, and they're got a couple players working for more, and you kind of ask, like, what happens when God takes a day off? It's the Dark Ages.
Yeah,
this series is just the Dark Ages for Envy.
Yeah, actually, I mean that's what it's feeling like right now. And listen, this is not that EG is a poor team by any means, and they're coming off top 8 finish. It's just with the way Envy was playing and the fact that they're sitting at, what, 6-1 in the league, this would absolutely be an upset. I don't know how big you want to call it, but I picked Envy as heavy favorites in this series. So this is stellar stuff from EG for sure. At
the very least, a moderate upset. Again, you got a team that got what, top 4 versus the team that got top 8. Yeah, but at the same time, again, just you can't understate it enough. This is a huge match for EG just for that playoffs run. But the top 8 teams, you'd imagine, make playoffs. But their Slasher finally shows up, and now all the players are outside. Now it's just a mad dash, and he might be able to get at least 1, if not 2, and the second connects. And just like that, the first blood doesn't go their way, but EG completely opens up the round. Aches is winning gunfights against Slasher, now that PPSH at close range. And once again, Temp by himself, this time a 1 versus 3. And Apathy's not losing that one. He's got, what, 9 kills to his name, 10 kills to his name, does App?
And this is one, you got to think this is a series that means maybe a little bit more to Apathy. You know, dropped off this Envy roster, a team that he has won, an organization that he's won a world championship with. You know, I've talked to him about it. I think he was on Hot Mic when the whole EG team was on, and I asked him about it, and he said still doesn't feel great about it all. Like, well, 1, getting second at champs, then how things went down after it. I could tell there was still a little maybe resentment there, just the way he was kind of speaking about it. So I bet he wants to come in and just dump on Slasher.
Yeah, that's one way to phrase it. And so far in this series is doing so. Of course, he has the fighter pilot. If he gets a kill, he gets another one and the glide bomb. But instead, he's just going to sprint into the bomb site and get cut down by a person on a very common head glitch. And just like that, your round is over. So Envy, they're able to bounce back with seemingly ease.
Well, let's see if they can build behind this. We've definitely seen some reverse sweeps. I feel like more at Atlanta than we saw in previous events, but you never want to go in that 0-2 hole. Well, to be fair, I mean, Envy was one of the reverse sweeps. They almost did it twice to Red. They did it in pool play and almost did it in the loser's bracket as well. Not easy to do.
Well, no, they got reverse swept, didn't they?
No, Envy reverse swept Red in pool play, and then almost reverse swept.
Oh, yeah.
Almost reverse swept them in losers as well. So, yeah, Rada would have he would have tilted off the deep end. He would have been off the planet. He would have tilted so hard if they got reverse swept twice by Envy. But Red won the series.
True.
On this map.
True. And again, came down to those streaks, which Apathy does have. And he's just not losing gunfights. Again, I think he just got it. Or no, he didn't. He got cut down, actually, so he didn't get his second set of streaks, but now he's going to be working towards again because every time he dies, he just goes on a massive kill streak, and Nameless is picking up the next kill, so the First Bloods right now are doing a pretty solid job of going towards EG.
Wow.
Absolutely converting the rounds, and they are making it look easy. They are actually making slight work of Envy right now.
And we've seen Apathy take over searches. What was that, a 14-0 start he had on an Arden Forest?
He did that twice. He had 2 massive Forest games in Pro League. Yeah, he just...
So we know, man, when he is locked in, he can absolutely dominate the game.
Jesus, this is just getting rotten up in here. This is just not a great performance coming in from Envy. Of course, still time to work with. Still got to try to turn it around, but I genuinely don't know how you stop Apathy at some point. Maybe Hugh is just like, yeah, I'll just shoot him with an STG, and I guess that's going to pay off. Aches going for the trade, though. Buddy's one shot. You got to imagine the trade's coming in back and forth. Temp, you see Aches is one shot. It's tough to win that gunfight, and all of a sudden, it's Nameless on 1v3. These rounds just like go down instantly.
Yeah, they've been very, very quick hits and quick rounds as a result. Nameless, see if he can clutch in a 1v3. It was Hoop that actually had one of the crazier clutches. He had a 1v3 on this map versus Red, which was just bananas. It was one of the craziest plays of Atlanta. But Envy with that round, Classic will close it out, and they're able to stay alive. So what, 5-3 now to EG. You can't let this one slip away. Like, it's like if EG win this map, they're winning the series. If they let this slip away and choke, I can almost guarantee Envy's going to win this.
At the same time, though, Envy, of course, like they don't want to fall this map because you don't want to go down 2-0. Of course, maybe their reverse sweep skills aren't too terrible. They've had a bit of experience on it, but at the same time, going down 2-0 to any team, let alone Evil Geniuses, is not going to be fun. Still, though, Apathy, he did get first blooded. So, man, that's just what they needed to do again. Shut down Apathy, win the game.
Well, they're flying in. Last time they tried this aggression, it went towards EG. They got the first pick, and they were able to effectively trade. It's like Hook is in so much quicker than anybody else. There's nobody else to trade that. Thankfully for Envy, Classic able to pick up a kill. Nice shoulder peek there to get some information. Apathy's going to have to duck out. Grenade will go in. That's going to connect with 1, maybe 2 players. It does enough damage. The Nameless is just able to wallbang there through the box.
Very wall-bangable spot, and now it does appear that EG, they have control of the A bomb site, at least temporarily. It's going to be Aches leading the charge, but he can't afford to fall, and he is able to win the gunfight, and it's going to be Classic that's one shot, and you see Apathy wasting no time. Apathy has not lost very many gunfights, and he's not lose this one. That's a very controlling win, and I will say for the purposes of Valkyrie, we saw at that very start of the round, Apathy goes in, gets first blood, and there was a player for Envy to get the trade, but there's so many interests to that bomb site, he can't fully commit, because if you fully commit, you're absolutely going to get traded as well, and the man advantage gets worse. So that first gunfight is huge on Valkyrie, and again, Apathy continuously coming out on top.
What a big win and huge performance there from Apathy. And, you know, you never know. With how close teams are in the middle of this group, we know that this is something that could end up going down to map count. And, I mean, how big would a 3-0 be here? If you're able to come in, pull it out against a team like Envy, God, you'd feel absolutely incredible.
Yeah, especially so. If you get a win against, like, the top 2 teams, and if you can beat all the teams at the bottom, that forces anyone else. Like, who is it? Unilad would have to beat either Envy or LG at the same time and beat all those other teams and win the head-to-head matchup just to have a chance. So, yeah, it's massive not only for the 3-0, but the win for the series. EG, though, they still have to close it out.
EG up 2-0 in this one. They are looking so strong. Beating Envy on one of their best hard points in that first game 1. Going big on Envy's S&D pick as well. Up 2-0, looking for the sweep. Or will Envy bounce back with yet another dramatic reverse sweep? We'll find out after this quick break. right, we are back. EG up 2-0 right now over Team Envious. Not the serious score I think anyone would have expected, but Apathy has been on his feet. He's been hyped. He's been dominating this series, and I don't know. I feel like it either closes out here in a 3-0 for EG or Envy's reverse sweeping him. It's one of those two. That's the only option.
There's not just winning 3-1. It can't happen. It can't even win 3-2.
3-0 EG or reverse sweep for Envy. You know what's driving me nuts today? So we had basically wardrobe brought to us, some stuff purchased for us.
Don't say we.
At Atlanta. You didn't get wardrobe?
No.
I sure as hell did.
Yeah.
And this shirt, like, it fits nice, feels good, except the sleeves. Look at this. That's not what it should look like. Show me your sleeves.
My sleeves look fine. I'm impeccable.
I don't know how long these goddamn things are.
Is it your arms or is it the sleeves, though?
I don't know. But it's actually been irritating the living crap out of me today. I'm just keeping my pockets.
You want to talk about Call of Duty?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Chance. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me back to earth. That's what I love about you. CTF up next. Capture the flag. I already said CTF. London Docks. So it ends here. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just calling it Envy reverse sweep.
You really think so? I mean, it stands to reason, right? Envy did have like a handful of slow starts where they lost the first hard point at Atlanta, and they still win the series. Normally it wasn't map too.
Usually it wasn't Slasher starting slow, though. It was like somebody else.
I don't have to say that out loud. I mean, it would be interesting, right, if Envy actually went out of their way to try to fix like their hard point game. Because again, if you're outslaying by 25 kills, you should win by more than 15 points. So maybe they try to fix things and get Slasher in the hill more, and things just did not pan out very well for the team. I don't know if that was the case, or it's just the way the map played out, or if EG just did have themselves a phenomenal game, or if it's a little bit of all three.
That's true. Envy, we know LG was trying to work on some stuff. Could be the same case for Envy, or EG could just be on fire, like you said. But here we go. CTF, Docks, typically fast-paced and wild. It could be a very good break, and it's just that. Apathy continues. That's 4 down. That should be a score off the break unless Tim can go massive. I don't even think he's going to get the opportunity to. Almost finishes him, but Aches cuts him down, and that is a score that's going to be happening in the opening 35 or so seconds.
Bro, what the hell is wrong with Envy? Like, that's just a clean 4 down. I don't know if any of them even really shot back at their opponent. And yeah, 1-0 up, and that's one of the fastest flag caps you're ever going to see on Docks.
It doesn't get quicker.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it does not get quicker. Apathy's 2 kills on Water big. Everybody else won their one-on-ones. And you've got Envy just on the back foot early, and Apathy working towards streaks early. He is frying Envy right now.
And now Enable's in a situation where he's caused a big enough distraction that his teammates pick up 2 kills. Now he can make a move. The pressure's coming in on Barrels. He probably should have waited a little bit longer because now he's just nowhere near the base, but at the very least, he's got some streaks to his name. And yeah, once again, Envy, they're just completely trapped and the pressure's getting poured on.
I'm just trying to understand, like, your temp, you know Apathy's down there working. Why are you sprinting around that corner? Like, you know they've been pressuring you. You just gave him streaks without even having gun up to shoot a bullet back. I don't know. Seems like something's a little bit off, but Temp spawns out and holds forward here. His shot looks fine as he's able to win that one-on-one. On the other side, though, in Barrels, that cleanup will happen. But, all right, so EG, they're up 2-0. They're looking for a hot sweep and an upset to keep their playoff dream alive here in Division B. I'll tell you what, let's hop to an Astro Listen in here with EG.
Are you in fire, Ant?
Yeah, I am.
Just hold it, Ant, for me.
One's lights on me. I'm one shot.
Yo, one is low water. I think it's Slasher.
One shot lights on me.
Can you get in the fire? So yeah, hold up.
Yo, 2 low water, 2 low water.
Yeah, one's in fire, one's in fire.
One fire, 2 fire, 2 fire.
Yo, flag. He's running water. And yo, I spun him in fire. Nice, 2 fire. Another one.
Yo,
you should streak here.
Yeah, grab him.
The rest of us, the rest of it. Temp's gonna spawn up. One guy's water.
Water, 1 fire, 2 fire. 2 fire, water. Gonna get him.
He's running one up. Might be able to pull it out, App.
I got a weak statue. Got it out. Flag one shot.
I threw a stun on water.
I did. One could be behind me.
No, he's on fire. Statue. Huge statue.
Yo,
listen, Hugh's behind the statue. And bar. Yo, you're behind. Yo, you ready for the pat?
Yes,
go. Side. Get nice, let's go.
Let's go. Slash Nick.
I'm going water. Last guy.
He spun up. He went down blue van. L2. Good job, boy.
Slasher 1 L1. Slasher L1. He's L1. One's on 1 Slasher.
Slasher. 1 shot yellow barrel. Fuck. Nick's 1 shot yellow barrel. He's holding.
Alright, wait for me. I'm hitting sandbag. Yo, go water off.
Nice.
I am.
Slash and you.
Alright,
bar, back bar.
I'm going fire.
Yeah, I'm right back.
I'm laying down sandbag.
Yes, hold that.
I'm in fire.
I'm gonna go crane.
Yeah, water's open.
Yeah, water looks
Stay
good.
alive. I threw a stun water.
He's just
Yo, one's on bar. Slash is on bar. Go mid. Slash is gonna go mid with the STG.
Stand right there. I'm saving. No shots.
Yeah, stay alive.
What was gate? Probably.
You could OE. I'll take our spawn. Take our spawn pack.
We
Pat, you can OE.
to that.
I'll go fire. Fire,
guys,
dead.
hold.
Nice.
Water. All right, let's get middle.
Hold,
Classic.
hold.
Classic.
Where'd he go?
Middle. Classic middle. 110.
I'm crane. Yeah,
He's
hold
slow.
fire.
He was water steps. He was water steps.
Saw me.
Apples, yeah, one's apples.
Alright,
Alright,
Donnie hit gate. Donnie hit gate, I think. He could OE. Donnie
Good OE.
hit
I have OE. I have OE. I have
Yo,
OE. I
yo,
have
I'm
OE.
crane.
Donnie's gator OE.
I'm crane. Water steps. One more. Donnie hit fire. Hit fire. Hit fire.
Come back.
Fire.
Team fire.
In fire.
Oh,
I'm at crates.
I didn't fire.
2-0, let's hold this, boys.
One's water steps. One's water steps.
Fire.
Lefty.
Nade front, fire.
There you
Yo,
go.
water steps. Yo, foot bar. That's lefty.
Let's
Go
get
where?
let's get
Classic.
It was
He's not in
classic.
fire.
You got water?
Hold OE, hold
I
OE, hold OE,
have
safe.
it.
Check your
He's
corners.
frying bar.
I'm in bar right now.
We killed him earlier, right?
Yeah, we did. I'm melt too.
No, he's gate. He's whole. He went. Oh, yeah. He's gate.
Got him.
Nice. 3 off small.
On the fight.
Yeah, work together, guys.
Let's go to the flag. Got one more.
He crossed.
One more deep left. L1 and deep left.
Deep left, one hit.
L1 and deep left.
Deep left. Yeah, just stay like. He's deep
Bar
left.
step.
I got one. One more front bar.
Brian C.
Yeah. Yep. App has water.
We got the up here, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's water, he's apples or something.
Just be a nuisance, Brian. Get kills. I'm crossing gate.
Nice, that's one.
Thing up.
I need fire.
EG, 2-0 lead in the series and 2-0 lead here in the first half of the CTF. Chance, a lot of energy in that listening. What'd you like? What didn't you like?
So there's always a debate with teams of where you have to trust your teammates, right? You have to trust them in any number of different situations, but sometimes you also just have to trust yourself over your teammates. Apathy, you hear they get the call. Call him the glide bomb. He does just that. He gets right next to the flag, and I think it was Nameless was like, if you use the fighter pilot, you can pull the flag, but after he read the situation, knows the 2 people are in fire, 1 person's water, that was his opportunity to get the flag out. So he ignored his team's calls, made the play himself, and it got his team that extra flag. So I love it. I love that even with the communication being on point, sometimes you have to be able to read situations on your own. Apathy did just that. Meanwhile, he's getting another flag out. This could very well be EG going up 3-0 unless he gets hunted down. Envy right now on the hunt.
And he turns and actually picks up a kill. He's dealing with the pressure himself, but ultimately ends up getting shut down. So there we go. 2-0 edge, but we do know, EG started on kind of the more preferred side. That's a spot you're able to... Actually, no. What am I saying? Envy actually kind of had the preferred side there, and they weren't able to do much with it at all.
Well, I think in fairness, I think the only, it's not even lopsided, the only, hefty advantage you have in any CTF map is on Forest.
Well, I think here, even the useless spawn a little bit when you're pushing towards box, you can really spawn them out and rally a little bit.
Well, I was going to say, I think Forest is technically the most lopsided one, and I think the advantageous side is literally only 54% wins from that side or something like that. So
in Arden?
It's very close. That's what I'm saying. It's surprising how close
wins, or you mean scores? How many flags you put in?
Scores? Ooh, maybe.
I would love it. The scores has to be way more lopsided than that. Well,
either way, bygones be bygones. Dox is a lot closer. I think either side you could run up the score, of course. So I think it's Apathy that has one more fighter pilot to work with. But Envy, again, down 2 flags on Lennon Dox. Absolutely, you can turn up. But the problem is they got to start winning gunfights. And right now, they're just not. The evil geniuses, they got 3 players positive, and Enable, he's a little bit negative, but not by that much.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what's going on right now with Team Envious. They've maybe had some misplays, not winning those gunfights. The comms could be off. They need to come back now if they're going to have a chance in this series. Let's go to an Astro listen in here with Envy.
And return week.
We're going to beer. They're training back their base. Close week, done.
I spawned close pipes.
I'm helping you. There was a guy returning. I can't challenge him. He has a guy.
I should be back their base.
Stun in beer. I'm stunning beer.
2 up.
Back their base, then.
Nice. Trying to get a pull up.
Water.
He's close pipes.
I block water.
Watch out, then.
Nameless X.
Could spawn underground. Close underground. We gotta right back.
No, he's getting him. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I'm one shot.
One more. We gotta go back together.
Someone comes
in their base. One's in their base. One shot. In their base. One shot. I don't know. Help me. Maybe they're right back.
I'm one off streaks.
Absolute.
I got streaks. Nice.
Alright,
All the way back to base. Then.
Apple's in a fighter. Yeah. Good play.
Come on, water.
He's elbow. He got spot.
Glide the elbow.
Wait, never mind.
Got spot a little weak.
I spot absolute on the heady.
Nameless weak on their peg. He's going in beer. He's beer box. Alright, we have plenty of time. Plenty of time.
One might hit through 10.
Gate, front fire.
One's hitting through 10.
Fire already.
Hitting our point.
Stop this push right here.
Also, play a kill for yourself.
He's weak. In fire. He's close, right?
Job collar.
I need to be on firebox.
Oh, let Crane. He got past you.
One is gate.
Dead.
One is gate.
He's fire weak. On a flag, laying down, on a flag. Dead.
Nice. One was fire. One more fire. Fire weak.
So we done.
Got him.
Last guy nameless. He has AR.
Yeah, gate. Fire. Don't put.
Weak and fire.
Where's he going?
He's just sitting
Back door right now.
On a
Free kill. Alright. We got streaks, man. Let's go.
One's gate, I think. One's gate.
Yeah, one is good. I think they are hitting us.
Top mid, dead.
Nice.
Probably another one.
Drop a glide.
Alright, I am. Oh, he's on our flag, I hear him as I'm gliding.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Oh, yeah, on our flag, pulling in fire in. 2 in their base, 2 beer, 2
might get
beer.
streaks off this.
I killed 1 beer steps. There's another one beer.
I got a fighter too.
There's another one beer. There was
I pulled
another
the OE, dude.
Oh, fuck.
no.
I should have ran it at him, beer.
Yeah, there's one guy.
All good.
Yo, I have a fighter, guys.
Yeah, you should drop. Everyone hold.
Hold on, stay left.
Does everyone hold?
One could OE.
Native me.
I think.
I'm gonna die. He's gonna push me, beer. Help me, beer.
2 pushing beer. I got 1. Making OE in back to back. OE back to back.
Got me. Name says. You guys gotta kill him.
Can you help me? Can you help me? He's all the way back, right?
1 shot. Collar.
Got him.
We get that on our base.
I have a fighter. I have streaks too.
Oh, yo,
he spawned water.
Yo, we could low-key run it at him.
Water steps. Water steps weak.
I want a beer.
Water steps was weak.
Powerfine's got water stairs.
Make
Hold a beer. One shot. I got him. I need help, man. Dude, I couldn't get him.
Wall bank.
Oh, he's
We got plenty of time.
Yeah, I still have a fighter.
I have a glide too.
Alright, stay left. I've said. Nice.
All the way back to base. 1 shot. All the way back to base. All the way back. Carl.
I'm about to.
EG possibly putting through the dagger with 90 seconds left, but you do still have a streak in the hands of Envy. You know, you had to try and survive a relatively poor game 1 from Slasher. Classic now 7-16. It seems like the full Envy side just can't click right now, Chance.
Yeah, hey, they seem a little bit off. They seem a little bit kind of iffy on when to use their streaks, but actually this is going to be the perfect opportunity. Nameless is the last one up. He should get traded out. He's able to pick up 2, but there you go. This should absolutely be a flag. Everyone from EG is going to spawn way too far out, so they need to set up, actually. We have number 4 is Classic. There you go. He turns around trying to get some spawn kills. They waste no time as well. They're going to call in the streaks. Classic's just going to fall, though. It looks like he's not even able to get 1, so there's a fighter pilot down. They don't have a lot of map control, but still they do have time. Aches, though, wins a huge gunfight.
Yeah, nice one-on-one victory there to make sure they can't get in. Now, Slasher is 1 kill off getting some streaks. The best case is maybe Slasher can push up, get a pick, and then kind of streak them to death here and allow the team to get forward. There's the gunfight. Here's the streaks. How does he choose to invest this? Aches wins another big one-on-one gunfight there in water. He picks up Hoop. Now here come the streaks. This is going to be big. Can he find anything? He wants to go for Aches at back blue truck. There's the first kill. 2 players to work together. The flagpole does come in. They're going to get this out. Overextending now through mid and trying to wrap back is going to be Enable. Enable gives his position up. You have what? Hook now coming off a spawn. Hook wins the one-on-one. Is this a time cap? Nameless trying to get there in time. Just hunting for him. Is this a touch on the pre-fire of the edge? But Classic able to get it. And there's the tying score with just under 15 seconds to go. More streaks now for Slasher.
7 seconds left to touch that flag. Neither side is more than likely going to be able to do it. And yeah, that should be it. But we're going to OT. Slasher has 2 streaks to his name. It's not an enormous advantage, but it's something. That is certainly going to be helpful. But Envy, that is what's Steadfast, right? We talked about how they make reverse sweeps. I don't think their comms were great. Like, they were good, but not overwhelming. They seemed a little bit kind of off on what they wanted to do. But at the same time, headstrong, right? They're able to fight back into this game, trying to fight back into this series.
A reason in respawns where you see Envy come back a decent amount, or you can see them, well, just blow people out, is their ability to get streaks. I mean, what did you see from EG throughout that, really the whole game? Not many streaks at all. You saw a lot of streaks coming out of Envy in that comeback.
And I saw a lot of clutch gunfights from EG, but at the same time, they were consistently pinned back in their base. Like, how many times we see Nameless pick up like 2 kills when he's the last line of defense, and it's good, but eventually the dam is going to break, and it did just that towards the end. Still, though, this OT situation, anything could happen.
Remember, you got like 4 down instantly in that opening first half. You struck in 30 or so seconds for EG. This time, more of a split, at least in the gunfight, so things should slow down. Doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to really strike too quickly. Apathy's going to get in good position. The favor will go a little bit to EG, but yeah, no godlike opening from EG this time.
We'll see, though. We'll see what happens, because you get a player Nameless. He's kind of swinging around the left side of the map as well. So a lot of potential. EG does have Envy kind of trapped in their base, and there you go. Nameless gets that first kill. Now the pressure can actually start pouring barrels, and Apathy's going to win one as well, but huge 1v1 coming out from Classic, but he's got to win a couple more, because you see they're just pouring in. Apathy, man on a mission, close to streaks as well, and that flag is out.
Temp wins a big one-on-one to give him a chance here. Enable just trying to get across. The grenade does come in. They're able to pick it up. Temp gets a couple of kills. Still one player here. Not able to finish him. Aches, weak. It's going to be an overextension now. Going through. He's able to shut it down. Oh, God, they trade the kill, and there is the score. I thought for a second the return was going to come in for Envy.
And talk about the important men to kill. Slasher that entire time was dead. He died as that flag was getting pulled. He doesn't have the streaks to call in, so they haven't been used yet, but now he's going to have to burn them, right? You don't have an opportunity. You got to get these kills. You have a little bit of time to work with, but you have maybe 2 good opportunities to try and get this flag out. But if they do, again, those streaks could be huge.
Slasher almost with 30 kills. Classic with 10. On the other side, Nameless has been doing incredibly well. Enable maybe struggling a little bit in this one with 11, but here come the streaks. This is where they need to make the play happen. Aches is able to get a kill. Slasher finds 2. Can Apathy hold on? There's nobody there to help, really.
He blew the car up with the streaks. That's how he gets that second kill. Apathy gets the return. There's still a player there. It's going to be Hugh, but now he's by himself. The artillery comes in, but Envy, they don't have maybe a decent opportunity. They got 2 players pouring in the top side, but someone actually just walked through the artillery. Aches might be there to help out his team.
Enable here as well in this close pocket. You've only got 30 seconds to work with. They've got to try and make a play. Hook keeps putting in damage, finally able to finish one. Hook gets both. Hook's able to get 2 kills. Classic guns one as well. The last man up is Nameless. Nameless doing everything he can, but the flag is going to be out. There's help now coming in from Slasher here on the mid street. Nameless getting some information, lines it up, gets 1 kill, but there's still the touch. 10 seconds to go. Can he get there in time? Hook's got airborne, so he wants to pick it up. Trying to get around the edge, but Aches is able to pick up the kill. The final second's gonna tick, and there's the sweep for EG.
Nameless is a god for that. How many times does he get the 2-piece? He gets 2 at the end and then kills the flag carrier to slow it down. And granted, it's Envy. They make the hot play trying to give it to Hugh, who has the airborne. That's a perfect call, but still the stuns came in. Nameless goes massive.
You just gotta wonder,
time again.
If Hook pushes through there and maybe picks up Nameless, does Slasher have enough time?